And I am live. So let's do this a bit late. Um Last year I did it 100 subs and I didn't believe I would make it to 200. And this is actually surprising. So I'd like to thank all of you, 200 people that sub. Well, now it's 202, so it's a bit more. Nonetheless, last year when I hit 100, well, I planned on making a video that never happened. And now I'm like, let's just have a quick stream, a short stream, whatever we call it. And maybe we will have some guests because if I was able to reach 200, it's mainly because of other people. I don't think I did these 200 alone. So if people will um, join, that'll be amazing. Um, Otherwise, that's fine. I can still talk a bit with people and stuff. Um, there's a Batwoman video in the pipeline. I am waiting to complete a Stargirl video as well. DC, I just read your DMs. Uh, I'm glad to see you on the chat. That's amazing. So yeah, I was basically talking a bit here. Uh, I don't plan on making a stream too long. It'll be maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. We will see how it goes. But yeah, a Batwoman TV show video is in the pipeline and almost ready. I only have the intro and the outro to add to the video. The main reason why I don't quite finish it, um, it's because I want to upload at the same time a Stargirl video, and I need to rewatch the show. And here's the thing: Red Blue Podcast eats up a lot of time. I get to watch 5 movies and three um, three TV shows every week. And it's not me complaining, it's just me pointing out that it does eat up a lot of time. And I enjoy that time. It's very fun, but um, I cannot do much more. I heard that maybe February and March will be a bit more quiet, and I see the end of long TV shows coverage. So I will have more time eventually. So one day that Batwoman video will be out. Um, so yeah, I also plan on eventually streaming again some Advance Wars for all of these Advance Wars fan. I'm sorry if guys and girls feel left behind. I just don't have much time. I wished we had more than 24 hours in a day. I would need like at least 2 or 3 more hours. Uh, 24 is clearly not enough 24 hours. Um, so yeah, 200 subs. That's almost half through monetization. And we'll see. We will see how the future goes. Uh, Next week, and no, I believe, yeah, next week, I believe Friday, we get a new game release. I will actually play this game, or I will find ways to play this game. It will be Naruto Ninja Storm Connection. I'm very excited. I did a lot of Naruto stream in the past. That was one of the first thing I ever streamed. So this is a great game I'm waiting to get. Um, but yeah, the future is bright. I never thought I would hit 200. So this is the stream, the one and only stream. It's a bit sad because YouTube, I feel like they have been shadow banning me, and I don't know why. Because I try to be YouTube friendly in my way of talking to stuff and about stuff. Um, but the shadow ban feels real because I used to have much more views than I do right now. And I never did that for the views because if you do YouTube for the views, there's no future in YouTube. Like, it's not fun when you want result right away. When it's a hobby like me, it's a hobby, but it's telling. The perfect example would be the Red Blue podcast. We used to have around 50, 60 views, and now it's 5, 6. Okay, it's better than nothing, but it's like a big decrease. YouTube, what's going on? And this is funny. I will bring another example. Um, my Naruto video. I did a Naruto video recently, 5 views. And when we look at all of my other Naruto videos, it was 30, 40. What's going on there, YouTube? That's suspicious. Um, but yeah, maybe that's the entire platform. I think maybe it's partly true. I'm probably not the only one that is suffering because YouTube really likes to hide content for some reason, and I don't understand why. I mean, isn't that like counterintuitive? I will bring a great example. The Jaded Fanboy. I was subscribed for him for more than a year now because I he is a friend of the channel. He came on the Red Blue podcast at least 3 or 4 times, maybe more. I lost count, but he came on the podcast many times, and I was sub to him. I'm still sub to him, but um, I haven't seen his last 2 or 3 upload. They just never appeared on my feed, and it's when I was adding him to my lineup of collabs we had for this video and the next stream for next week that I realized he uploaded 2 videos I've never heard of, and it's recent. It's like 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, and YouTube just didn't tell me. So what's up with that? Um, And Jaded, he has some really interesting rant. He is hilarious. He is very funny. So maybe YouTube hates him as well, but that's weird. Why? And in the meantime, we got like this culture war going on, and we got like the anti-woke crowd. I unsub to almost all of them, and I still see their videos out there. I just don't watch because this is just outrage. And yeah, um, YouTube is weird. And maybe the fact that I do lots of stuff on my channel doesn't help. But if I was the only one that is suffering from these views, maybe we could all blame it on me just deciding and choosing to cover lots of different stuff. But I'm not the only one. Jaded Fanboy is a good example. I'm sure if his video were not hidden the way they were to me, it would have gotten more views. He has like 700 ish subs, and his average video don't reflect that well at all. Even streams like I will bring actual fandom and that crew, they have like thousands of subs, and the views they get is like 200 a stream, 100 a stream. What's up with that? Um, I also heard that YouTube wants to crack down on ad block. I can see and understand the why, but these commercials we get everywhere are so invasive. They just overtake your platform. It's a plague. Like, I know you need to show your product out there, and maybe some of these publicity people find lead to selling product. Otherwise, people won't do it because that costs money to advertise something. But I'm someone that sees publicity and I'm driven away. I stay away from that product. I don't want that product because that product is forced into me, and it's like, buy that thing, that thing, that thing. So ad block is amazing. And furthermore, the advertisement, the publicity they force you into watching, they eat up your data on your phone. And it's not the content you want to see. No, you want to see your video, but your video keep getting um, interrupted and stuff. And I agree. Thank you for being in the chat. That's amazing. So yeah, I was basically complaining about adblock being like an issue for YouTube. And I understand like YouTube wants to make profit out of publicity, but publicity are just so intrusive. It's annoying. I truly hate publicity. Like, I can bet out of the freaking 4 gigabyte I eat up this month with my cell phone, I can bet half of it is due to these stupid commercials. Anyway, um, I also changed the description of this stream, and I that's why we went a bit late because I wanted to change it before we start. I added lots of channel, and if you're not subscribed to these, please do. This really helps the community to grow. I've splashed some Advance Wars content creator out there because that's a huge community I'm part of, even if I don't do as much stuff as I used to. But yeah, next milestone will be 300, and I will be closer to that 500 mark. Okay. Okay. I see. That's good. I've just read your DM. Thank you for updating me on that. So yeah, 200 subs. Next up is 300. Maybe I will try to plan out something better and more special for 300. But at least we did something for 200. Um, and I will repeat what I already said. Um, I did not do this alone, and I will thank everyone that was involved on this channel as guests or even viewers that liked something, that commented on something, that just lurked around or in the chat. Uh, you guys and girls are amazing. Um, it's very fun to see people reacting to your stuff and being engaged and interested. Um, of course, I do that for fun, but it's always more fun if there's that echo that shows that people are interested. That's also why I do several things because I don't see myself having a focus on one thing. Like, as much as I like the Red Blue podcast, as much as I like the Window to Our Mind podcast, I think I would get bored if I only had one of the two. I don't get bored because I got both. So I like the Red Blue. What we are doing there is amazing. I also like the Window because I like talking about stuff deeper with people. So these two things are amazing. And sometimes I want to do some gaming. I like gaming. So that's why there's gaming sometimes here. There's not as much gaming as I used to because I watch lots of movies and TV shows, of course. But gaming will always be part of this channel, even if it doesn't help me to have a bunch of stuff. I don't give a F. As we said, I do that for fun. And the same goes for like the Naruto CCJ. That's a dead game. The game is like 10 years old, more than that. Like the game died. Actually, the game died exactly 10 years ago, like 10 years and a few months. And I know there are some people still into the game. I'm still into the game. Nostalgia maybe is the reason why we like this game so much. That's why there's videos like that. Um, so yeah, YouTube is sometimes great because we can do a bunch of stuff that people can watch, but it's not perfect. No platform is perfect. By the way, I am on Rumble, and on Rumble, I basically re-upload uh, all of the podcasts we have here. So there's nothing unique right now on Rumble. I don't think I can support like an entire other channel. Um, but yeah, I have Rumble. So that's one thing that started earlier this year. I started like somewhere in June when the third season of Red Blue Podcast started. Um, and there's Window to Our Mind there and Red Blue as well. Um, Speaking of Red Blue, we are near the end of the third season. Uh, Next week is episode 23. The following week will be 24. And on the week of episode 24, I will ask the guys if they'd rather stream Monday or Thursday for the extra bonus stream to have that big tier list. I will actually show the tier list. We won't do it because I will wait for the guys, but the tier list is ready. And there are a few missing movies because let's be honest, I cannot find wallpaper for every single thing. And it's already a lot of movies. We got like 100 ish movies. I decided to place all of the Alien franchise there because when we covered the Alien franchise tier list, that was actually by the end of the stream when it was only Cole and I. So I feel like going over these Alien movies with DC and Gray will be very interesting. And if you're still wrong, Gray, that will also let you know what big franchise we covered already. Maybe not everything because there's a few things we covered in season 2 and in season 1. Um, but that will give you at least an idea of what we covered during the entire third season. Because you came in like a month ago and the season was already like half done. Um, and my next step is creating the tier list for the TV shows we covered this season. I think this tier list will be more like Cole and I talking, but I think DC has seen at least Arrow and Supergirl, so at least you'll be able to contribute on these. But that will still give DC and Gray an idea of what they should try to watch maybe in the future if they want to. Um, Speaking of TV shows, Marvel. I was watching Runaways for the podcast with Cole. Um, I actually believe Daredevil is amazing, if even if you don't. Um, but Punisher, you have seen Punisher as well. But yeah, I was thinking of you, DC. So I was watching Runaways, and it's a terrible TV show. It has Gotham Knight vibes, and you like Gotham Knight, and I'm like, these are teenager. Um, and I think the target audience for Runaways is like um 12 to 18, even 18. I don't think that that's in the target audience range, but um it's clearly like teenager. It's meant to be for teenager, and if it's not, well, the writer are even worse than what they are. But anyway, the reason why I was thinking about you is because there's a lot of drama between character, and I think this is what you liked with Gotham Knight. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but uh, maybe that's also why you liked Arrow season 4, because there's a lot of drama. But Runaways is a terrible TV show. I truly ate it. Cole ate it as well, but we enjoyed roasting the shit out of it. Um, I just wished like DC you add more time, but it's beyond your control. But if you were around for our Runaways talk, that could have been funny. Because it's really a brain dead show. But I think you would like it. It's like one of the worst show I've ever seen. It's like on par with She-Hulk. She-Hulk is awful, but man, man, this thing, Runaways. Right now, I'm watching the third season. I've seen 4 episodes. That's almost um half done, and it's not as bad as season 2. Season 2 is probably rock bottom, but yeah, season 3 is bad. um, so yeah, I just wanted to screen share. So this is the proof I got 202 as we do this stream right now. I'm proud of that. Very soon I will be at 1.6k videos. And what I do like is their new thing. Um, I don't know if it's only me that sees that or if it's everyone, but now there's some kind of random playlist that shows random videos from the channel. I hope this will be public. Uh, Thanks a lot, Tiamat. Um, so as I said many times, um, it's because of the audience. It's because of people around me. Um, and I hope this will be like everywhere. Um, by the way, Tiamat, since you're there, I'm wondering, do you have Discord, Tiamat, or is there a way I could contact you? Um, Let me know, because I've seen you many times on Great Channel, and I'm always up to get more guests around. That's always fun. Um, so your channel has that as well. Okay. I really hope eventually they will um tag or talk to me. Oh, you're on Discord? Okay, I will look into it after the stream. Because if you're on Discord, that will be easy to find you. Um, are you like on Nerds with Anxiety server? Oh, okay, okay, perfect. I will ping you somewhere. Um, I will ping you somewhere. So are you in Darn Kitty Discord, or are you on Nerd with Anxiety Discord? Which Discord are you in? Maybe none of these two. If none of these, I will actually link both. There we go. Can I? That's the thing. Can I? Oh yeah, invite. Copy. Paste. And this is the Nerd with Anxiety Discord, and this is the Darn Kitty Discord. But I think you aren't you already there? That's the question I'm wondering. But yeah, it's a like it's a team effort. Um, I will always be thankful to everyone. Guys made that possible. 200. Next step 300. Um, but yeah, I also have my own Discord. It's not that active anymore. It used to be, but not anymore that much. Um, I also post it here so more people can join it. Okay, copy and paste. This is Discord time, folks. But yeah, I really enjoy always making new connection with new people. This is what makes YouTube fun, and this was the biggest reason why I decided to create a YouTube in English, even if it's not my first language. There's more people talking English, and it's not necessarily for the fame; it's just for the interaction with others. Um, I wouldn't have that great podcast if I wasn't speaking English. So I will stop screen sharing. That's weird. I've showed enough my 202. Um, but yeah, a year ago I was at 100. I think what really helped is the Mario content. Uh, at some point this year, I played Mario 64, and I gained like lots of subs. I was surprised that Mario was that popular. Like some of my most popular streams are Mario one, and I didn't share anywhere. I was like just surprised to see like 7, 8 concurrent viewer. I was like, bruh, Mario is the thing. It's sad that I'm not the biggest Mario fan because if I was, I would play like all day. But I think Mario is just fun. You play it and then you forget about it for years, and then maybe eventually you get back at it and you play again. But like, it's not the best. I just like other games more. Um, And yeah, I can see the appeal. I understand why people like Mario so much. I know there was a new Mario, but I didn't play it. I don't plan on playing it. Um, Games cost so much today. It's crazy. Um, and it's also sad because the gaming industry, I don't like where it's heading at. Because most games are all like open world, and I cannot stand this shit. Uh, oh, which one is untrue? What was untrue? I'm wondering what was untrue. um, you have to devote your life to the plumbers. Depends on the company. Yeah, I guess. Uh, like they're turning everything into open worlds. Um, I'm so tired of seeing new Assassin's Creed every year, while my favorite franchise died like 10 years ago with Splinter Cell Blacklist. That's one of my favorite IP, and I'm not even excited about the next one. Oh! I like that one.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were already streaming. My bad. I would have joined earlier, but you know.
That's fine, bro. You're there. That's what matters. So I was basically ranting about gaming. So earlier I was ranting about YouTube being unfair to content creator. Did you know like Jaded had like 2 or 3 videos up and I kind of missed them like 2 weeks fresh?
Yeah. Oh, is it because of like the algorithm or something?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Like I found these videos by accident and I've subbed to them
Yeah. Well,
for
it's
more
always
than a
been a
year.
thing. Yeah. If there's like certain topics or keywords or just anything like that that they think that just YouTube doesn't like, it's like they'll kind of hide them and they won't show up in your notifications. It's yeah, it's always kind of been a weird thing, I guess. The other thing though that I've kind of noticed is you'll gain more traction on YouTube if dependent on how new your channel is, and like when you start doing it. Like if you have a YouTube channel that you've used for a while and like already uploaded videos on just as like a hobby on the time, and then you tried doing it like not full time or like a job or anything, but trying to do it a bit more serious, and you start doing it kind of like daily or weekly, it's going to be a lot harsher on you in the algorithm, because of your channel being older. For some reason, they just don't like that. But if you start doing it, the moment you upload a video on your channel and it's newer, then it will be more friendly to you, because for whatever reasons, that's something I kind of noticed.
Yeah, and that's a very weird thing. It's weird. Um, it's sad because you miss out on content. Oh, there is the gray. Hi, gray. How are
Hey,
you?
hey, I'm doing amazing. Congratulations, sir. This is awesome and totally deserving.
Thank you
Hmm.
very
You
much.
you
As
deserve this, sir.
as I said in the past, it's because of you, because of Cole, because of everyone involved on the channel, and I'm very grateful. I wanted to do this stream and invite View, DC, and everyone involved to celebrate. That's our victory. That's not just mine. Um, have a good one, DC. Take care, man. Um,
Yeah, take care,
cannot wait to
DC.
talk to you. But yeah, I also spoke a bit about Runaways because man, I started season 3. This show is godly awful. I
I mean, is it worse than
What? I
season
hear
two
it's
so
great.
far?
I hear it's
you have
better.
seen Runaway? You have seen Runaways?
I have not. I've just heard it in legend, but I hear it gets way better.
No.
Oh.
Season 2 was rock bottom. Now I'd say season 3 is slightly better than 2, but 2 is just like the only
See, I
thing.
heard it gets better. I don't know.
It got canceled
Yeah,
after
he
three
put it on
seasons.
the same level as She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
just surprised they
She-Hulk
made
has
multiple
some things
seasons.
going for it.
Okay,
Like
you're a
She-Hulk
She-Hulk defender.
may
Okay,
have the
perfect.
worst. It may have like the best like plot contrivance or whatever way of writing yourself out of a corner. I don't know. It deserves an award for that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought Runaway season 2 was somehow worse than She-Hulk, because again, with She-Hulk, I can at least say, the lead actress and some of the supporting characters that show up later, like Juan and Daredevil, like while they wrote their characters like garbage, the acting themselves at least wasn't terrible. With Runaways, I can't think of a single defense for it. Every single area is garbage.
There was no yellow suit in the
So yeah.
Runaways.
I like the music. What's a yellow suit? I'm wondering what's a
I
yellow
think he
suit.
means like the Daredevil thing or
Oh, the
something.
Daredevil.
Oh, okay.
They gave him the yellow suit. That's why everybody tuned in for the hot
Yeah,
lawyer scenes, and then the yellow suit.
yeah.
I don't know. It felt like a weird way of trying to capture an audience that already existed for Daredevil by teasing them that, but you'll see the yellow suit in this one finally. I don't know.
And
Yeah.
I heard probably from the worst sources, but I still heard that they wanted to do a courtroom drama with the Daredevil Born Again, and that's why they got
It's
canned.
what we have all been just screaming for all these years.
Like there was courtroom
Jesus.
stuff in Daredevil, and that was well made, but like Shield proved that it's not the same writers behind the courtroom than what we had with Daredevil. So I have no faith at all. And isn't it like supposed to release like 2024 during the summer at some point?
It
What's
was
the
supposed
release
to. I
date?
think it got pushed back when they kind of scrapped everything, but I could be wrong. I don't have the inside scoop, but I think it got pushed.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope so. They need freaking time because if they start from scratch, if they want to make it right, they will need time. It's not something. Oh, I got ideas.
Yeah, well, I
It's
mean,
not
the
like
lead
that.
actor was about to walk out if they didn't make changes. So that, and the
I
lead
gotta be
actor of
honest.
a Blade as well with the
I was gonna
changes
say
to that.
Mahershala Ali as well, but I gotta be honest. Like as far as like if they were to just make a courtroom drama, I don't know. Some of the courtroom things from She-Hulk were kind of memorable. I think there were only two, but there was the twerking case, and there was the shapeshifter person fraudster. I don't know. It's kind of memorable. I don't think it was the worst storyline from She-Hulk. You know, maybe it could have been good.
I think you're
God,
trying your best to defend the show, bro. Like
yeah, you're really trying, but I mean, I'll be
that's
honest though.
fine.
I kind of wish the Daredevil and Blade thing just like was released in that state because there's no save in the MCU at this point, and well, it might not be terrible. The new ones they come up with, I have no faith that they'll still be any good. So I honestly wish they just like released them in those states and then canceled them and then fire all the writers and stuff because I wanted to see how bad the MCU could get. And I wanted to see them lose more fans so they slowly die, and then I wanted to see all the idiots try to defend it, just like She-Hulk.
Well, it sounds like they were doing very She-Hulky things to Blade. Apparently, he was not going to be the lead, if you will. There is an actual daughter
Yeah, it's
character that
another
exists in the
female
comics.
supporting character as the lead.
Yeah,
Moon
yeah, it's
Knight,
really about
Moon Knight
her.
2.0. Are you
I
a
don't know.
superhero?
Yeah, well, not Moon Knight 2.0, just every show 2.0 from the MCU. That's what they do. It's like some of them it works, others no. It's like I don't get it. And I mean with the Blade one, I mean I could maybe forgive it more if they just didn't do it like so many times by now, since it was natural like somewhat decent character from the comics and stuff. But however, not for season one. It should have been something for like season two or something, like that.
Well, at least they kind of like confirmed it will be a rated R Blade movie, which is kind of what you have to do. Like, I don't know if you could make something with like blood.
Oh
and
wait, it was a
vampires,
movie.
kinda.
My bad. I thought it was going to be a show.
Yeah, I also thought it was a show, so it was a movie.
I
Okay.
had heard it was movie, but I could be incorrect on that. When I'd heard it teased like years ago, it was always supposed to be a movie, and I swear it was rated R. So I think it would have to be movie, although maybe it was colloquially an R-rated show. I can't
Yeah,
think
well,
they would
you
put that
know
on
what,
Disney Plus though.
What were
Yeah,
you
I don't
about to
know,
say,
but
Quinn?
whatever. If it, oh, did you ask me?
Yeah, what were you about to say?
Huh?
You were like,
Oh yeah, sorry. No, my connection was bad there. No, yeah, no, I didn't really wasn't really gonna say anything. I was just questioning like how rated R actually though, because they said that with other things, and then it's like the most we got was just like some blood splat, and that's it. Just like with a couple bullet shots and some things. It's like it's like how rated R would it actually go?
that's Disney, bro. What do you expect? Like, the very fun part is once we get into the MCU, because we will eventually cover the MCU. Oh, and by the way, earlier in the stream, I showed the tier list for the movies that's ready, so I'll show it again to the both of you right now. We won't do it right now, but I will at least show it to you. So now, Gray, you will be able to see and know what we covered at least in season 3.
Yeah, but without Scream 6 on there, I don't know. Like, it seems incomplete with those screams right there. So
there's Scream 6 here.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. The one's on the other line. It looked to me as if we only had 5 screams. And I
Yeah.
was just going to say, the series is not complete yet. But fair enough.
6 should not exist, by the way. I don't know if you have time to watch it.
Not yet. I'm going to do that this weekend after the Marvels. Yeah, it's going to be a fun-filled weekend. I may even go back to Captain Marvel just to get ready for the Marvels.
You're
Yeah.
brave, bro. The next time I will
Jesus.
watch Captain Marvel is when we cover the MCU, and I hope this will be the last.
Listen,
I did
nothing
see it
is
many
worse
years
than
ago.
Eternals. Nothing's worse than Eternals. All right, when we get to that, yeah. All I'm gonna say is that I always knew that director was a hack, and I don't know why it took people this long to figure it out. But hey, you know,
But
they taught us a valuable life lesson. If you rip off Terrence Malick, then you'll win Best Picture.
but we got to meet Jon Snow's new character. Dane Whitman,
Uh huh.
the fun
The,
the fun
the what?
character, and we had
The what?
a Mahershala Ali voiceover.
Cameos, cameos.
Hey, fuck me. You know, the least I'll say about Eternals is that, you know, since they actually had some actors in it who are actually not shit, they tried their best to make it entertaining, especially the I forgot his name, but the guy who's going to be the new Joker, and then also the one guy in it who was apparently gay, and then in the film, and then that one guy who was in that Train to Busan film. You know, so you know they tried their best to make it a film.
For sure. I
That's
mean,
all I'll
you had
say.
Selma Hayek. Like, anything with Selma Hayek in it gets at least 1 star for me.
I mean,
I don't know.
They also had, I don't know, they at least did some decent scenes for once with a speedster. Somehow that was better than the Flash.
Fair enough. I don't know if that's a high bar to, get over, but yes, it was.
Oh,
better than
it's
Flash.
not, you know.
Nope. Babies in the microwave scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
You brought Halo. Have you seen the Halo TV show, Gray?
I have not had that pleasure. I was a fan of the game, so I just decided to skip that one when I kind of heard the changes they were making. But is it something I need to revisit?
Oh yeah, it is garbage.
It's awful.
No, you don't need to
It's-
revisit it.
It
Yeah.
takes everything that's Halo and they put it in the trash bin, and then they make their
Yeah,
own stuff, and then they're like,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
get sword and pistol to pretend it's Halo.
But Master Chief,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
literally not.
I'm sure they
Halo.
kept him.
No, it's not even Master Chief. No, it's not even like Master Chief. Holy fuck. Okay, listen, that's literally what they did. Though it's like they literally told the people making it, like, you don't need to do any research on the games, just do whatever.
Oh, but I'm clear.
Literally the
I'm sure they
entire
were
show.
all familiar with it enough that they didn't need to do research, right? Like they just knew the lure off the top of their head. That's what they meant. Like, you don't have to research.
The entire show, there's not a single thing similar to Halo outside of just the production with the suits and everything. That's it. It's like every single frame of that show has something wrong with it. Every frame, it's like there'll just be a character walking through a door, of like a marine door, and it will make somehow a Covenant door noise because they didn't realize there's a difference in the game between like an Elite Covenant door noise and a soldier door noise. It's like every frame of it has a fucking flaw. It's insane. And they have Master Chief with his fucking helmet off 24/7, just like fucking.
I was gonna say, like, at least
fucking,
he's like the Mandalorian, right? Never takes the helmet off. Just that's all
No,
we get.
First invisible takes it down. For the
What? We get to see
Yeah,
Master
no,
Chief's face?
You get to see his butt cheek,
Yes,
bro.
throughout the entire show. Throughout the entire show, it's like he has his helmet off. It's like fucking Book of Boba Fett.
Here's Master Chief. Here is the writer with a sword.
Yeah, no, that being generous, you need to actually stab your hand with a real knife, and that will be accurate. Like that was
I think we spend more
No.
time looking at
Well-
his emotionless face than his helmet.
Yeah, it's
Um,
incredible, and it's
to-
like they missed the point also in all these things of like why it's important not to take his, show his face. It's like that's part of it's like the mystery of like him just being like this hunk of armor, mysterious, and could be anybody, but nope, no, just take it off, ruin everything.
To give you
Well,
a great idea,
I'm sure
Back-
Cortana was done faithfully, though, right? Like,
no.
I'm sure every other character is.
Goddamn ugly, bro. No, there's not a single
Oh, you-
thing they nailed. Nothing. These snipers in Halo 2, like sometimes they wear shields. I can't remember their name in English. I only have their name in French. They are like small creatures that are really easy to kill. They are not the grunts.
Oh,
This I know,
grunts.
but No,
Oh,
they're
they're
not
not
grunts. They
grunts.
are
Oh.
the guy with the sniper or the blue shield. I can't remember their name. They are
Oh yeah,
small
I
and
know, I
really
know what.
easy
Yeah,
to
okay,
beat
well,
down.
I know what you mean, but I don't know like I don't remember their name.
But these creatures, they now have swords. And there were explanation on the lore why they don't carry swords. They are
Oh, you mean like I think
fragile
they're like
creature.
spikers or something, or I don't know
Yeah,
what
they
they're
have
called.
guns. They have guns. That's what they have in the video
Really?
games, in the novels. Either they have guns or they have shield. They never wear a sword because they are really easy to break. And
Yeah,
not a single thing in any of the game you will see them with a sword. But hey, in this show, let's give them swords.
yeah, okay.
to
Um,
to give you like an idea, Gray. Back in the day, I was starting the critique stuff. Um, so I wasn't as good as critiquing as now, and I was able to like tear the show apart, like really hard, and that was funny. That was something I enjoyed. I had morbid curiosity with
okay,
this TV
I
show,
looked
and
it up. Yeah, Jackals is the name of it.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
jackals. They never wear any sword in any of the games or novels because their bones are really easy to break.
Yeah.
But in this TV show, oh, let's just
Hmm.
throw them swords. Um,
so you're excited
Yeah,
for
it's
season
like did
two,
they
is what you're
did they
saying.
not realize they had like they had like Star Wars level lore to work with, but they just threw it all away. I mean,
no, they didn't
that's what the
realize.
Star Wars show creators did anyway, and the movie directors. So
Well, that
yeah,
sucks because they
whatever.
had such like a
I mean, I
built-in
hate K-Dogs.
base, and with like red versus blue or whatever, it's like they had like a show
Hmm.
already that had fans into it. I don't know. It's one of the first like co-op ones that I remember just pouring hours into. I don't know. It's a real shame. There was a lot of really good lore there that they could have used for a show.
And
Yeah,
it's funny
there's so
because
much. It's like,
yeah. Did you wanted to add something else, Cole?
oh well, I
Um,
didn't want to interrupt
uh,
you, so you can
okay,
go
sorry.
first.
But yeah. It's funny because as I said, back in the day, I wasn't as critical. I wasn't as precise. Like I'm sure if I rewatched some of the videos I did on the show, I would laugh at it and say it's not valid critique. But I spent like 9 hours, 3 videos trashing this show. It was funny. I did some research and I was taking a piss out of these people talking about the show and like the making process. These people, man, they didn't want to make a Halo TV show. They just didn't want that. They just wanted to make their own sci-fi crap, and they hijacked it. Um, and even what they did on its own was really shitty. If I could point out to genuine issues, like to give you an idea, um, guns can injure the Spartans. It can break their armor, but an entire freaking ship blowing up on them doesn't make a dent. Like they freaking survive ship crash. Like where's the power creep in that shit? So I'll let you talk, Cole. Roasted
Yeah,
me more.
yeah. I mean, they didn't do any research. It's like it really sucks though, because even though the games recently have all been just so bad, people tried to defend four. Four had good moments, but overall it was still a bad game in my eyes. It was just a mess. Just they don't know how to make a fun game, unlike Bungie did in the past. And then five was just shit, and six was shit, and yeah. But however, despite
Two
that,
is
they
where it's
still
at,
had
though.
all that amazing.
My
Yeah, I
favorite is
mean, one,
three.
two, and three just all good.
I
Yeah, they're all those,
actually
and just one to reach are all good.
I actually I'm not the biggest fan of two. It's better than anything after three, but I like
What?
Reach. Yeah, two. I
Two is
think
so fun, man.
the the,
I love those missions.
the story was nice. I think Halo 2 story is my favorite, but the gameplay, like I was playing like Eric or Legendary. I can't remember which one. One of the two IS. I can't remember if I played IS or second IS, but it got on my nerve. Like to complete, I was playing co-op to complete one level. Um, we sometimes spend freaking 1 hour, 2 hour on one damn level, and
Yeah, it
it's
was
it.
awesome. Uh, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it through nostalgia glasses because this was like the time the two came out. So I'm talking a
Yeah,
long,
yeah, no,
long time ago.
two
But
and three were both amazing. You know,
I
nothing
loved it.
wrong with either of them. Yeah, but I
Three is a
mean, Reach.
masterpiece. That
Yeah, I mean,
that's
Reach
one of
is
my
a bit
all-time
of a
favorite
downgrade, but
games.
it's still good. And same with one. But you know, either way though, despite that, you know, of course they still had, you know, the lore where they could do amazing things in films. So I mean, it sucks they did that, but here's the other, you know, thing that really sucks is that in all the recent games they really killed off like communities in it that you mentioned, like Red versus Blue. Like I don't know, like if you kept track much with the game series multi, but I mean from
I
two oh sorry, go.
I no, I will let you finish and then I will add.
No, well I was just saying because from two to Reach, the machinima community at that time was fucking huge, and they did a lot of great stuff. But unfortunately, it not only were 4 and 5 bad games, but everything they did in it, they literally killed that off. Like it was literally impossible to do like anything decent with like the forge mechanics and anything to actually do those things again. So that's why like that community also like died off where they could have still done some cool stuff because they you know just completely butchered it. Like you know, like I remember there was this one channel that I, you know, used to watch with that stuff who made some good content there, but because of that they retired and then they went on to do other things and you know, they ended up though gaining like 10 million subs on their channel, so that was cool. It was like Black Plasma Studios, but what they were mainly known for was that, which they then had to retire from because of that. So that sucks, but you know.
So I dropped out after five. I did play five twice with friends. I don't see myself playing that game alone, and I heard so many bad things about Infinite. I wanted to stay away from it. I was like, yeah, four is fine. It's enjoyable. It's not Tree. It's not Reach, and story wise, it's dog shit. Gameplay wise was fine, but five was such a downgrade. I was like, bruh, I'm just turned off. But I will eventually play these games again. I know that because I like the first trilogy and Reach. Reach, I also like that a lot. I'd say like my favorite is Halo 3, and a close second would be Reach. Reach is my second favorite game in the franchise, and then that would be like 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6, I guess.
wow, I got to go two all the way. And sorry, Tiamat's my game guy, and he's saying Reach was meh. So I'm sorry. I got to say he now has my vote of meh, but I know nothing about Reach.
But like Halo 2, it's my, if we only speak in terms of story, that's my favorite. But if we speak about like how much I enjoyed playing it, Halo 3, all the way Halo 3. Um,
I
and
just
if,
remember a summer like spent like you were talking about, like an entire afternoon to like do like one level or whatever. I just remember doing that in co-op and just wasting so much time. So I don't know. It's probably nostalgia that's covering my whole thing, but or coloring my whole vision. But yeah, I get a soft spot for two. The dual wielding pistols is just amazing. I love it.
yeah, I feel you 100%. I understand why people are saying that's the best and that's their favorite. Not my thing, but I still liked it. Like I enjoyed uh, having to experience it, and I also played it like many years ago. Like I was a kid, like was maybe like 8 or 9 years old when I first played this game, but I didn't own the game. That was someone else's game. I just borrowed it, and I played a bit, maybe like 2 or 3 mission. But I was playing on a lower difficulty because I wasn't brave enough, and maybe I look at it with a nostalgia glasses again, but I think at a lower difficulty I liked it more. Or maybe I was a kid and my experience on gaming wasn't as big. But yeah, since we are still in Halo, next year or the year after, I don't know when exactly season 2 will drop, but we will be ready and we will cover the first season.
You tell me I have to catch up. All right.
Yeah, because we will tear the show apart when it comes out season 2.
Yeah. Oh, also, by the way, during that talk, I decided to research some things about that old channel that I talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So apparently, the original creator was a groomer and predator. Oh, that's something. Well,
Oh man,
Oh.
it's sad
there
when you
goes
hear that.
another.
Oh, that
Well,
that that talks to me. We need to add each other on Xbox One. That sounds amazing.
yeah.
We gotta
Also,
play like we get the crew together. We do like some Halo streams like that.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that's what he he also used to do game night stuff, and I was kind of involved. So years ago, 10 years ago. So, that's sad. Oh well.
What, you were involved
Fucking
with a
predator.
groomer 10 years ago? Is what I just heard.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
When he wasn't a predator. Yeah, I mean that was the name of that fucker. If you ever heard of him before.
I didn't. Um, I will be honest. Like
Uh,
gaming, the only like few gamers I used to follow were like Mangs, but without going too deep into it, he has fallen. Um, in my opinion, he has fallen, and that's the way he treats others. That I'm against that kind of treatment he does. And the other gamers, even they're like, that would be like more like to get help because I'm a huge Splinter Cell fan, and I was trash at the game. And when I realized on YouTube there are tutorial and stuff to you can learn and know, I was typing what I needed for Splinter Cell because sometimes like there were that code I could not get, or there was that way of doing that puzzle I didn't know. I would just cheat my way in it and find how they would do it on YouTube, but I don't have like specific YouTuber because there's no like specific YouTuber that really played Splinter Cell. I was more like looking for a video to have like answers to my questions, but like gaming wise, I don't know that many YouTubers. Like I've seen a few of the Halo that were making like you named it. I can't remember the name, but the one that were making like stories, Red versus Blue. I believe that's the name. I did watch a few of them because I was interested into making my own version of it. But yeah, I I don't know that much. Like I know the Advanced Wars community a lot. I interact a lot with them. Advanced Wars is one of the first few things I covered on the channel. But outside of that bubble there, gaming on YouTube, I don't know them. So yeah, cannot wait for Halo season 2. That will be a
I
masterpiece.
think we're all excited for it. Yeah, we're all holding our breath for this season 2, man. Master Cheeks, let's go. Yeah, I just I'm excited to get back into gaming. I actually get a new computer tonight, so I'm very excited to go pick that up. But
But do you have
yeah, man, I might actually be able to run something other than one tab at a time. It might be amazing. We'll never know.
but I'm wondering, do you have a Xbox or your only PC?
I don't. I'm only a PC at this point. Well, I mean, like I have an Xbox, but
Do you have
I don't
Xbox
have the
One?
latest gen of Xbox. No. Well, I have the original Xbox, but that doesn't exactly help. But yeah, no, I'm gonna be PC at this point. But eventually I'll upgrade. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm just kind of excited to dip my toes back into it, especially with all the yeah, everything that's on PC now, and you can get the Xbox controllers Bluetooth to a PC. Like, I don't know, it's pretty amazing. I like the emulators that are out there now.
and
I'm looking forward to making up for lost time, I should say.
yeah, and like I think one of the difference between poking fun at Halo and trashing it before it comes out, I think it's like trashing it's like I okay, I will redo that. So Halo Season 2, I don't expect it to be any good, but if it's good, I will be honest about it, and I will be glad that finally we get something good. But if it fails, we gotta point that out. So I just wanted to clear the air on that because um,
Unless they decide to pay us to not point that out. And then, that's perfectly acceptable, but we'll at least make everyone aware of it.
so I criticize a lot like the anti-woke crowd, um, because I don't stand by some of their tactics and what sometimes what they do. Um, but like I think the biggest thing that makes me different from them is if it's good, I will be honest about it. I will try to not necessarily pander to the audience, but like give a true honest opinion on something. Um, and I think when you have like crowd like even like some people you covered, it's really hard for them like to be honest. Like so, some of the claims they have about some movies, I just don't believe that, and I feel like they have these claims only because it goes against anti SGW narrative, um, and it's not honest. Like if you just say something uh, opposite to your opposition just because opposition, it's not valid. You need some foundation to what you're saying. um am I clear on that, or I sound crazy and people didn't understand me because I don't know how to explain myself? Maybe I sound crazy and I don't know how to explain myself.
Sorry, I have a secondary mouse here that's not plugged in that I was just clicking on mute on and didn't understand why nobody was hearing me. Um, no, it made perfect sense what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I look forward to not prejudging it, but yeah, you never know. Hopefully, we don't get audience captured or whatever. I think we can all be honest with whatever property we're looking at.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the point of it. That's why I value like these discussion we have. So yeah, I'm wondering, Tiamat, if you're still around. You're PC or you are Xbox? I think everyone is PC, and I'm the only one on the
Yeah,
Xbox
I know
bubble.
he's at least PC, but I think that's what he does most of his gaming on. But I'm not sure if he has an Xbox also.
PC costs so much. I understand why you're going there, but it costs so much.
I don't know. You can find. I found a pretty good deal on this one, and it's not cutting edge, but it's not bad. I'm at least going to be able to edit like on an actual program again. Uh, yeah. Sorry about the weird comment. He just mentioned the Baldur's Gate 3 memes that we could be making, and that's kind of the main meme that I see is that whole yeah the thing that mainly sold the game appeared to be that bear love thing, which yeah, it kind of scares me. I don't know if I want to hop into that game right away.
But yeah,
But yeah, I've just missed so much in games. Like, God, it's been forever since I've had an actual device that would play anything other than like I don't know, Gen 1 game. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna lose a lot of time in the near future, I think.
um, that I think that's the beauty of gaming. You just plug the game in and you play, and you just lose yourself. Um, so what is the game you're looking for the most to play with that new PC?
Me, sadly, I've got my eye on the Castlevania collection, and there's also a Contra collection. So they're like super retro games, but Steam's got like the entire collection where it's pretty much like all the Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo versions of it. I don't know. I'd kind of like to dive back into that for nostalgia value, but out of the new ones, I have no clue. I think I'd be lost on some of these I don't know if I'd know what to do in like Baldur's Gate. But Diablo 4, I will eventually get to that. But I know that's going to be a lot of hours sunk into that. So I'm trying to push that off as long as I can.
Oh, there's also I just realized there's also the Axeman I actually watch, because even if I don't play the games, he has just so much charisma. He make me laugh. Like, he is so entertaining. That's actually one of the few gamer YouTuber, and even there, I don't see him gaming that much. But maybe he has like these members only streams, or these streams he only lists after. But the Ackman is just like, wow, that guy is priceless. He makes me like want to play games I don't give a shit
Oh,
about.
the Actman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
hey, that was
Ackman.
that was another guy, a part of that community with the now Predator, and he started with Halo Machinimas too. So yeah, fun story there.
Wait,
That's how I
what?
know him.
He is a
Yeah,
P.
he was.
Wow.
He started. He only had like 5K subs. I remember when I used to watch him. He used to make like funny skit videos, but yeah, he started out in that community too, and with that, those guys. So yeah, it was pretty big. And yeah, again, 343 fucking killed it though, because yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love his content now as well. Yeah, his reviews are really awesome, and he's really knowledgeable and pretty much says like what I'm thinking on a lot of things.
I think he's also very nuanced. Like,
Yeah.
maybe like as someone he is maybe left leaning, but when he reviews content, he is honest, and like I also think he is like really nuanced on what he does. And I don't think that's the kind of content creator that will mix up like politics and entertainment, or politics and gaming and stuff. Unlike like um, the perfect example would be like the anti woke crowd. Um, but yeah, Eggman, man, that guy is entertaining. I laugh a
Hmm.
lot with him.
Yeah. Same.
Um, so what would be your favorite gaming YouTuber? Cole.
I don't really, honestly, I don't really have like favorite YouTubers for anything anymore. I have a bunch that I watch and love, but I don't have like favorites really. But my only favorite for any genre would probably just be for the movie review thing, YMS. But that's about it. Like, but if for gaming though, I mean, I'd say I used to. There was one in the two in the past. One of them was Awesome Sauce Films. Probably never heard of them, but they used to do a lot of gaming stuff, mainly Call of Duty Zombies, and I used to do some stuff with them as well. But they're long retired, and then they ended up just doing solo things, mainly just Minecraft junk. I wasn't really into, but they're uh, like I don't know if you've probably not. But the second one was Rooster Teeth, and we all know what happened with them in the future. So let's just.
You laugh. That means there's a spicy
I mean, maybe
story.
you do.
I don't know. I don't. I don't know
Oh, I
that
mean,
many
there's a lot of
gamers.
spicy stories. I mean, they used to be. They used to be the most beloved, gaming group ever, and with like Achievement Hunter and such. Them and Rooster Teeth and everybody else, Funhouse and Death Battle and everything. Used to be an old group thing. And also with the actual Machinima channel as well. Uh, but then they kind of became a company and bought out by somebody above them, and then they went to shit, and then they also went very like overly PC, where it was just garbage, and then the whole thing just worn off, and it just became corporate, and then years later, uh, a bunch of people got outed as being like harassing co-workers sexually and physically, and also just being extremely racist and homophobic and everything. And two of them even being predators that were in the main group. And yeah, and this shit is still happening and still getting it coming out to this day. A lot of the things with it. So yeah,
That's
yeah, they went from
disgusting.
the most beloved to now, yeah, the most beloved, to just shit. All they're really known for these days is just that Ruby show. But yeah, they were the ones who did that Red versus Blue thing Gray talked about though. But yeah,
Oh, that's
you know
why they
they did a lot of
vanished.
things. Yeah, well, yeah,
Well, there's a
yeah.
few
All they
reasons.
really, yeah, all they really, do is just Ruby now. But well, at least what they're known for and liked, which I think is a bad show anyway. I don't know why people like it, but and I feel bad for Monty Ondo. That was the original creator of it, and he also another guy who also started out originally by doing Halo Machinimas and then moved on to that. But yeah, he died like in the mid 2010s or something. It was like an allergic reaction, so that sucked. But what pisses me off about it though is his fucking bitch ex was probably the one who fucking killed him. Well, I say ex because now, but his like wife or girlfriend or whatever, because he had allergies and she kept bringing home stray kittens and everything that would make him have those reactions, and that's probably what did him in. And then after his death,
Damn,
she just like
death by
sold all
kitten.
of his stuff off without their permission for money, and yep,
Ah,
yep, and sold all of his stuff out, on eBay and stuff without anybody's permission for money, and did a lot of other stuff for money. So yeah, just so that's another reason why I don't really respect that show because of how they handled that situation. But whatever.
That's disgusting. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's disgusting. It's surprising that a kitty would trade that kind of stuff, but yeah. So Gray, what would be your favorite YouTuber that does gaming or that reviews gaming?
sadly, there's not a ton that I've watched. Probably the YouTuber that I've watched do the most gaming is Destiny, and that's like his side thing. Like, he's actually doing a debate or listening to a debate, and then he's just playing like Factorio or something. Sadly, that's probably the most gaming content I've kind of consumed. Other than that, I've just kind of watched like essays on the games, but I've been out of the gaming world for quite a while. Like, my PC was underpowered. My
Yeah.
laptop was underpowered when I bought it like 7 years ago, and that's probably about the last time I was relevant when gaming.
I feel you,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Yeah, I kind of moved out of it to that and other communities, like sports and such that I used to kind of like moderate for people and everything. I just got burnt out and tired of it and other things. So yeah, pretty much I don't have like any favorites either, really, great because of that. Like, there's like hundreds and channels that I'm sub to and that I watch from time to time, but any that I watch like regularly anymore in the community or consider like a favorite, no, not really. It's kind of just like when I see it in my suggestions, basically.
Yeah. Um. So me like outside of Agman, I don't think of any content creator like outside of the Advanced Wars bubble. I know like the other content creator like Advanced Warrior or War DJ, like they are very small because Advanced Wars is really a small corner of the internet. But outside of that crowd, that bubble, I don't really follow many YouTuber. Um. Anyway, thank you a lot to the both of you. I didn't plan on making that very long. That was the plan, like quick, short stream. Thank you very much to the both of you. That was very fun talking video games and future roast of Halo.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
just
I mean, did
congrats,
you not
man.
want to
That
do
is
like any
awesome that
tier
you're.
list or?
Um, actually, you know what? I will look if there's a tier list before we go. If
Oh well,
there's
no,
a
I
tier
was
list
just
ready.
questioning like the one, but unless that was the one for like the a later stream, like the one with all the movies and shows.
I think that's the one for this season.
Yeah, it's the one
For
for the season, the bonus
Oh,
one.
okay,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Never mind then. That's fine. But yeah, also I'm sorry for interrupt. Again, there's like a 5 second delay on my side, so I didn't mean to interrupt you, Gray. But yeah, congrats though as well on the 200 subs. Yeah.
Star
yeah, it's
Wars
really awesome, man.
movies. Maybe we could do like before we go a quick Star Wars movies tier list if there's one ready. Star Wars movie tier list.
Okay,
Oh well,
Mandalorian
I
season
mean,
3 is A tier, or S tier.
yeah, yeah. Last Jedi is S plus tier. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, there's no
okay.
point for a tier list, is there really? I mean, it's
I
just
I
like
found one.
amazing, 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 then the rest shit. Yeah. Hmm.
I found one. That will be
Yeah,
funny.
Okay.
Uh,
I guess how
oh,
low do you go with the prequels? I don't know.
Yeah.
and we see the sequel trilogy, the one masterpiece, the one thing that like that unites everyone. Everyone hates these sequels. Um, I will already change the tiers. S A B C D and F.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
we go.
So we start with the original, I guess. I'll
Which one
probably
is
put it.
that? Is that the original?
Yeah, it is.
That
It
is the
is.
one.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, where would you put it, Gray?
To me personally, it's probably a hot take, but I'd probably go A with the first one. I'm not the biggest fan of one. It's a whiny Luke, but I love everything else about the
Yeah.
first trilogy.
Yeah.
So I think the other
Yeah.
two
For
are S
me,
for me,
I'd
but
probably put it in A as well. Yeah, I would put it in A as well, and I like it's if we're talking about like what kind of did for its time, it's S, but I mean there's definitely a handful of like minor nitpicks with it, like with Luke, but also just like overall the production there were some flaws during it, like but again for its time though, but still
for
I'd probably
sure.
put it A.
I agree with
And
the
it's
both of you.
definitely held up.
I agree with the both of you. Uh, that's amazing. I think
All right. Well, Empire Strikes Back. To me, that is my
S.
pinnacle. Like it is S by all
oh
measures
my.
of it.
Okay, so I will sound crazy, but because I know there's not that many thing in S, I
It's
guess
an interesting cover to it. It's right near Clone Wars. Yep, that one.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that cover.
So since you were not with us when we covered the Star Wars franchise, I will let you know the surprising thing.
So you would put it as a C?
No, I will put it as a probably A as well. I don't think it's S.
Really?
I actually gave
Oh, but it ends on such a sour note, and then like I don't know. To me, it's
Yeah,
just like
it's like again that reveal for its time. Like obviously now it's like we all see it coming, but back then, if you were in the theaters back then watching it, that was then that would be like one of the greatest reveals ever. You know, during that fight, like which it was.
and I basically I remember giving 8.5 to like 4, 5, and 3. Yes, 3. I like 3 as much as 4
wow,
and
wow,
5.
wow, wow.
And I
Wow,
thought 6 was bad. Well, not bad, mediocre at best. It has some charm.
wow, that is okay. Okay. Well, speaking of, I mean, three, which is yeah, there. Uh, I mean, you see it right? Yeah, there. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Well, this one is a little tough for me because I do love a lot of things about it. That there is that one act though that is fairly weaker. However, to me, I don't think it's as weak as people say because I think the positives, you know, shine through, and especially at the very end, and also because, well, it was definitely a mistake to give the fucking, you know, those things that much of a focus. You know what I'm talking about,
What are you
right?
talking about? Ewoks are the shit, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I love them.
No, no. While it was a mistake, I'll be honest. I kind of enjoyed Ewoks growing up, and There's just something about
It
them.
might be nostalgia glasses for me, but like the Ewoks are just amazing.
Yeah, and
I love
I mean the
everything about
films
it,
and
including the
everything are
stupid song.
garbage, but you know, in this film though, I really love them. They are a little dumb, and also you know that like fight thing, how they did all that. That's kind of dumb too. However, there's just
Oh,
something
come
about
on.
them.
Smashing an ATST with the tree
Jesus,
stumps, it is amazing. They used
God, it's just
ingenuity,
there's something
man.
about them. Uh yeah, there's just I don't know like
And
what
then the
it
love
is. It's
jub
like
or love dub or
there were
whatever.
yeah, it's
The
just there were
song,
other like
the
films,
stormtrooper drum
shows, and games
helmet thing.
growing up where it's like they had things like that and it reminded me of them, so that's why I like them basically.
I had a
Yeah.
dog who looked just like Wicket, the like main Ewok guy.
Jesus.
I don't know. I just have a place in my heart for them. I love me some Ewoks. I'm probably not the most rational one to vote on this, but yeah, I would go S tier all the way. I understand it's controversial. People not only hate the song but the creatures, but I don't know. I love them. It's a flawless film in my eyes,
Okay, so
but it's looking at it through rose-colored glasses
as for
for
gray,
me. But it's your channel and your day, sir. Where would you put it, Multi?
Yeah.
we'll get flamed. Where would you place it, Cole?
I
will
said
get
I
flamed.
would put it in. I would put it in A because yes, it has some of those weaknesses, but overall the positives I would say make up at least 80% of the film. So and also the weaknesses because I like the Ewok so much, I didn't hate it as much. So A.
So I would personally place it in C because I thought that was just like mediocre at best. I remember giving 6.5.
Blasphemy. You've got the
Uh,
speeder bikes. They're introduced in this
Okay.
one. Not only that,
I
you
Well,
get the coolest
luckily, I
stormtrooper
think
helmets ever. Come on. Like,
yeah.
not only that, Lando, he comes back and he's badass. Okay.
and
Yeah,
that's why I
actually,
said
I
I would
think
there's
get
more
I
than a
flamed.
think
C
the
here.
original I think the original Star Wars would be ahead of it in the tier thing, like
You're right.
by
I agree.
overall
I
rating.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so I guess we do the first episode next, which was okay.
The
It's the second
masterpiece.
last on there.
The masterpiece.
I mean, you got the only Qui-Gon in the series, so there's that. But
Uh,
and I mean Darth Maul looked kind of cool, but yeah, I absolutely hate this film. Everything about it. I remember seeing it in theaters. Like I remember going to it and being super excited as a kid, and like I just absolutely loved the other films. So there's no way that this would like fail, and it totally did. I hate this on every
yeah,
single level,
there are
from the
so many
pod
people in
racing
this
to the
community who defend
CGI
this.
to the sand. I hate everything about this. To
Yeah,
me,
you know,
it is quite
it's
bad. The dialogue is just horrible.
It's
What do
right
you mean?
beside
It's
the fire,
amazing.
everyone. It's
It's
right beside the
amazing.
fire.
It's amazing. The writing's fantastic. Considering they let like a 4-year-old do it, it's amazing. But okay,
Well,
yeah,
when Obi-Wan met Luke's father, he was a great pilot, and that showed in this movie. I don't know. I hate the way that he like changed everything before. I really hate this. I don't have enough bad to say about this,
So
but
for
I
you,
didn't
that's
realize how
F
good it
tier.
was until we got the next series. Sadly, it was moved up in my own internal rankings based off of the next 3 films. But yeah, I don't know. I'm totally cool with wherever you guys want to put it.
No,
Personally,
Where
I don't
where
see
would
it
you
going
place
above
it?
a C, but that's just me.
So where would you place it?
For me personally, I'd probably go C,
See?
but
Okay. What
I
okay,
might be jaded.
what about you, Cole?
okay. Well, for this, I mean, when I first watched it in theaters, uh, look, because I was younger, when you're younger, because of how your brain works, after you see a film or while you're seeing a film, all the filler bits kind of leave your brain and you're left with, some more impactful moments. So because of that, I thought, like even back then, I knew, when I was a fucking kid, I knew it was, not good. But I thought that, the good moments like near the end with the fight and stuff, and them saying, like he shouldn't be trained, and the pod racing and everything else,
Jar Jar, though.
God, Jesus, fuck me. Anyway, I thought that okay, it at least had some, good moments and wasn't a terrible film. Was at worst like mediocre, somewhat decent. So that's what I thought at the time. Revisiting it, yeah, I noticed all the others and also just the racist stereotypes. I do feel bad for the Jar Jar actor though. All the how he went like suicidal after this and everything. But I'm glad he's back. From the the Mandalorian though as that character. That's nice. But yeah, there's many other weaknesses I noticed, but also a lot of the scenes didn't hold up in my mind. Like stuff like the pod racing scene. It's like a lot of people talk like, okay, but scenes like the pod racing is pretty cool. That's a cool scene and idea and everything. It's like, okay, I can't tell if you guys only watched it when you were kids and are talking about it like off of that, but rewatch that scene. As I'm not denying that kind of pod racing is cool. It was like a cool concept, but how the scene was done was horrible. There was like no tension, and with like I know he was a
You
kid
didn't
actor,
feel the
but still.
tension when they kill that dude in front of his whole family? Like they show like that one dude's whole
Jesus
family like
Christ.
cheering for him, and then just boom. I don't know, man. There was tension, but not how they meant it.
No, there was no tension. There was like no, like when you do like a race scene or like a racing movie, you're supposed to make it feel like any tension where it's like the main character won't win, or it's like doing things where it's like he's in danger. But in all those scenes where it's like something's falling off his pod while he's racing and he needs to fix it during the race, or he's like behind people, it's like at no point, and with any of the craft and filmmaking, music and anything and performances, did it did you feel anything from that. It was just like it was like watching a kid play with like train cars or whatever, like around a track he built. That's what it fucking felt like. And also it was just like edited and filmed horribly, and it's just keep switching back to just like the same fucking shots of the people in the stands and that like stupid announcer where it's just like stop. It's like it was just done poorly. It's like
Oh, you didn't like the announcer? But that was Greg Proops, man.
fucking hell. Like it's like I sort of people who say that scene and other things were like good in it though. It's like I'm just gonna convince myself you have just no understanding of like filmmaking, music, or anything like that to understand what's wrong with that scene and why it didn't work. It's like yes, in concept and everything, and the ideas they laid out, yes, but the execution was just a nothing burger, and that's was pretty much the majority of this film, like revisiting it. But anyway, there were still some moments that didn't suck throughout the film, and there is still some nostalgia I have for it. And with the films later on, yeah, it makes this a bit better in comparison. So I'll give it like a D.
I mean, Darth Maul looked
a
kind
C
of
or a
cool,
D. Well, I
and
don't know how
the
to like,
dual lightsaber was kind of cool. It's the first time you saw that thing, but
yeah, like yeah. I mean, I don't know like exactly where I would rank it because my grade would be like out of 10, like a 3, and I don't know if that would be more like a low C or a D, but you know. Well, I mean, I guess it would be a D, but the problem is like, well, that's technically a D. I want to kind of like try to reserve those spots for the sequels because they deserve it. But whatever.
C is fitting because I would also place it in C. So Shocker, if I remember correctly, maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe Cole remember better than me. But when we covered the Star Wars franchise, I actually gave 6.5 to the first Star Wars, which is the same grade as Return of the Jedi. I'd say Return of the Jedi is slightly better.
Think that this one is? You think Jar Jar is on the Ewok level? I don't know, man.
Yeah, he is.
That's a little scary to me.
Yeah, that is. Wow. Okay. Let's just move on. Okay, yeah, the first one there, Attack of the Clones. Okay,
Another
this is
S1. That's the second S tier.
no, no,
There's
no.
no
Okay,
debate.
I know Multi has some nostalgia for it because of the story he told with like his with it on his DVD and such. But okay, this is an F. This is an F. The end.
Yeah,
Moving on.
I was gonna say I'm blanking. Like I at least remember some things that happened in like Revenge of the Sith, but I am blanking on what happened in two.
Yeah,
I think there's a
this is
couple
complete
sand
garbage.
speeches.
Yep, the ones they mean. Yes, I hate sand. It gets all over. I don't even know the lines, but it's
Yeah,
just like cringe. Oh my god. Yeah, but this it's like the equivalent of a Hallmark movie, but in the Star Wars universe. This is what that is. It's F.
Okay, so two Fs. I guess F1. Actually, D. Let's leave F for all of these trashy sequels.
all right, I can get behind that. If you kind of go with the Darth Jar Jar, it kind of makes the prequel series a little bit better. That's the way that I have to watch it in order to get through them, and it kind of
Yeah.
works. I kind of dig that Darth Jar Jar theory.
Okay. So Revenge of the Sith. A lot of people kind of call this like a flawed masterpiece, which, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to, I guess, enjoy about it and like in concept and everything and what they did. Yeah, it wasn't a bad film, but I still think, it has,
Eh,
like the other prequels, has some glaring issues and like with how it's made. Like, not as much, but enough where it does drop off for me still. But I would say it's at worst a passable film, like a solid film at, like 5 out of 10. So I'd probably put it in like C.
to me, it's the best of the prequel, but that's not saying much. But
Where would you place it? Greg?
yeah, I I think it's above two, so I guess I'd be comfortable with a C. But I think
Yeah,
had the
Multi's gonna
next
shock you.
three not been made, all of these would be down one step for me. But
Yeah,
there needs to be some sort of basement below episode two.
yeah. So I guess it goes in B because Multi really loved it.
Yeah, actually, I loved it
I
for real. I loved it as
mean,
much as Empire.
it had some cool
I think
elements.
Empire has a slight edge, but that's a close second.
Yeah,
Ooh, I would really fight you on Empire being way, way better than that. Come on, man. The Tauntaun? Like, what other scene have you seen where the protagonist needs to go inside of another creature to not die? It's rare. It's like this and Ace Ventura 2. Other than that, I can't think of.
oh fuck. That's gonna be a letterbox list now. Films where characters need to go in something to survive. It's just gonna be those two films. That's every letterbox list.
Um, so yeah, next one would be Rogue One.
No, it's Force Awakens first, I believe.
Oh yeah, Force Awakens.
Yeah,
Where are you, Force
Yeah,
Awakens?
it's at the very end. Oh, well, actually, not the very end. It's in the middle between Clone Wars and there. Yeah. Okay, so this film, a lot of people enjoyed when it first came out overall. Like, they thought it was solid because it was the first in the trilogy. They gave it free passes on some of its cheesiness and stupidity and flaws and the way they fucking kill off Han Solo.
For sure.
And because they thought it would be like the only big Star Wars death done like that as well, and they also and so they also gave it a free pass how it's basically just a New Hope ripoff. But then after all the others came out and they saw it as a whole, now not so kind with it, me included. It isn't, out of all of them, I wouldn't call this one terrible. But yeah, for those reasons, it definitely isn't good. But I at least thought it was kind of a passable film back then because I gave it that leeway. But looking at it now, yeah, this is even without everything that we know now, it still is. But I guess you could say what they were setting up with Finn before they ruin it was really good. Ray was at least not super annoying, even though the actress sucks.
And
Some of
visually
the
there were some
robots were
cool
cool.
things, like the
Yeah,
whole
there
like
was.
bread thing that she does at the beginning. Like I don't know, visually there was stuff that like kept me
Yeah,
interested in
it,
it.
it was
But
good visually and with the cinematography and lighting, which is expected, when you have are doing a Star Wars film with this budget, unless you're the next two sequel films that somehow fuck that up even. But um, I guess you could say, well, God, what was it again? You could say some of the action bits were all right, maybe. Now there were some attempts at comedy, which was just absolute cringe, especially in the beginning with
The entire
Poe.
sequel are like that, bro.
Yeah, it's like you do that scene at the very beginning with the village and everything, and then you have is his name Poe? I forgot at this fucking point.
yeah,
Yeah,
Poe Dameron.
like doing that fucking line and everything. I'm just like, fucking hell. Anyway, so I'd probably put this. It's between a C and a D because I'd probably give this like a 4 or 4.5 out of 10, and I don't know if that would be more in C or D. But I'll let
The
Gray go.
That sounds really fair, and sadly I think I embody a lot of what you just described on as people. Sadly, like when I saw this the first time, it was like, okay, there's potential. Like, yes,
Yeah,
this does seem like it's a retread, a rehash, whatever. It looks like it's a reboot of it, and they're using heavily that
and
source
you were
material.
really hoping they wouldn't turn Adam Driver into just an annoying
Yeah,
child villain.
well, there's potential there, and yes, they fucked up so many things. Like again, the death of Han Solo, like you mentioned, and just the way that they made like Luke kind of turn or whatever. But I don't know. Like it's still there was potential here, and then where they went from here was not good. So to me, this is the best of the sequel trilogy, but it's not great. I agree with you. I think I would probably give it a 4.5 if you were to like make me rate it the second I saw it back then. I probably would have given it higher, but that's because of that potential. It's like, okay, I can kind of see where they might be going with this. It's interesting, like a
The
former
first mistake
stormtrooper,
was
but
giving
now
J.J. Abrams a chance.
people want to. They like that mystery box thing, but
The
there is a
mystery
problem with it. If you don't have an ending,
fucking
you kind of need to know where you're going in order to get there. But yeah. So I think I agree with you. I think I go 4.5. I'm not sure if I'd go C. Like I feel wrong putting it in a C category, so I think I'd go D. But
I'm with the both of
I'll
you.
leave it up to Moldy.
D. I agree with both of you. I despise every sequel.
yeah.
Above
I would put
two
it ahead
or
of
below
Attack of the
two.
Clones.
Yeah, that feels right. Even if I liked more Attack, I understand the overall feeling. um,
Yeah. Okay, so now we move on to Rogue One, and this, out of all the new ones, is my favorite. Sadly, of course, the writing, like the dialogue writing, they did it for them. Kind of sucks, but visually and like acting wise, and also like the character designs, production, visuals, some of the scenes with that, and everything is all done really cool, and by the director who did the creator this year as well. We'll probably watch that later, but in the year or
And
next
it's
year.
got that
But
amazing scene that everyone kind of talked about, the kind of whatever
yeah,
the scene right before one opens.
yeah,
Like
a
there's
lot
some
of
really
people
fun
though like
stuff.
criticize how it's like they're all gonna die anyway. So why should I care about them going into this? It's like, sure, but there's still ways
It
to
explains kind of
still keep you engaging and care about and enjoy it. And they did that because they made each character like unique and intriguing to watch and learn about. And also the actors were all
for
just really
sure.
good. They had a really great cast, like of people like even like Riz Ahmed and Mads Mikkelsen. So yeah, and they also had some
Hmm.
brutal fucking scenes, like even near the beginning,
Yes,
just like
very
that one
brutal.
guy getting shot out of nowhere. Yeah, it's just like really enjoy this. Now definitely has its issues, but
I thought it
yeah,
was
I would put it.
a direction that was unexpected. Like I didn't
Yeah,
expect Star Wars to kind of go that way, to kind of be a heist movie.
oh, yeah,
I really
yeah.
dug
I'd
it, and
probably put
then
it
some
B
of the
or C.
weird aspects of. Yeah, I think I'd go there as well. To me, it's not quite in the A tier, but it's the closest. It's the only one of the recent ones that I've gone back and like rewatched. I don't think I could do that with the others. But I really like some of the ideas that it brings in, like Force users that aren't necessarily Jedi or whatever. I really kind of dug that from now I'm blanking on the character's name. And then, like, I don't know. I just really kind of dug the overall thing. And then the fact that it ties up kind of a loose end, like, well, where did they get these Death Star plans? I don't know. Overall, it's really pleasant and I really liked it. It made me care about these characters, even though, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter and you know how it's going to end. But I got to be honest, it made me want to watch Andor when I found out that it was like kind of a continuation prequel to that story. And that was also a kind of a fun, unexpected side of Star Wars for me. So I don't know. For me, I could even see going up to an A on it, but looking at what we have there, I think B sounds appropriate. But what about you, Multi? Where would you go with it?
I will shock you again. Coles knows what I will say, but this was actually my favorite Star Wars movie. I gave a 9 to that one, which was the highest
Really?
score. Yeah.
I could see that. Like, it feels like it's a complete story where a lot of these other ones aren't. So I don't know if you're not looking at it as like, okay, this is like Empire, for instance. Like, you kind of need to know what came before and what comes after in order to truly evaluate what it is. But this one's all encompassed. I can see that for sure.
So
Interesting.
if I was alone, that would be the only one I would place on S. But because both of you make good points, let's place it on top of A. I think that's fitting.
I could compromise for that. I definitely do like it. Out of new Star Wars, it is the only one that I've gone back to revisit, and did it enjoyably, not to torture myself for, like this podcast or whatever.
I feel you. 100%. Be ready for Alo. Alo is coming.
Yeah.
So, okay, Solo.
Good
Do
lord.
we all
Okay,
agree
so-
that Solo is rock bottom?
Yeah, I mean, I do like Donald Glover generally, but I did not like this performance. That was not Lando, and that was not a
No.
good flick.
I wouldn't say this is rock bottom just because this was personally this was not one that I was infuriated by, and there was at least some decent production and stuff, and surprisingly decent acting and everything, but it was just like a mess so and a completely pointless film to make. And in production, how it was like one of the most expensive films ever made because they had to like redo the whole fucking thing. So
Well, yeah,
But,
and
you
they've
know,
already
I would-
shot most of it, hadn't they? I know, like by the time Ron Howard got involved,
yeah,
it was
and
yeah.
and like back then, because I was in comparison to the sequels, it was like whatever, innocent to me. I gave it like a 4, but the more I think about it, yeah, it is just like straight up bad, if not terrible. So I'd probably put it in like a low D, but I would put it probably below Force Awakens, but still ahead of Attack of the Clones for me. What about you, Gray?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that 100%. But I wouldn't be opposed to it being in an F tier. But yeah, it's not my favorite,
Yeah.
but I do like it
if you
more
want,
than
we can put
the
it
latter
behind
two.
Attack of the Clones multi.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Okay. The next one. I haven't seen Rebels, so I don't know. Resistance either. Is that this Clone
Yeah,
Wars?
all the shows we can just kind of skip.
Yeah. Is there the Clone Wars
Yeah,
movie?
that's
Is
the.
there-
That's, I mean, there's no. Well, actually, hold on. Yeah, I believe the one you're hovering over is the Clone Wars movie.
Okay. That one. Have you seen it, Gray?
I have not. The Clone Wars and the Clone Wars movie, I have not caught.
Okay.
Well,
Cole.
the movie, I'd
Where-
put it in D. Honestly,
D?
I thought
Okay.
it was a mess, and it didn't feel like a proper movie. It felt like putting like 2 or 3 episodes together into one, and they really screwed up a lot of the characters that were so great in the actual show, kind of like the live action show did. So yeah.
I'd place it C because you remember me. I think I gave like 8 or 7. Can't remember the exact grade,
Yeah, yeah,
but I
you
know.
gave it a high rating, so it balances out to C.
Yeah, and that's funny because I actually like that more than Return of the Jedi.
That makes no sense. There were no Ewoks.
I keep poking fun at Return of the Jedi because I know a lot of people like it, but I didn't.
Okay.
um, 8.
Well,
It was
anyway, we're
8.
gonna get to the two masterpieces now. Let's go.
There's no debate to have. Now the question is which one of the two will be. but
Skywalker is the last. Just
Yeah.
tried to
Well,
do. I don't know. I could see an argument for TLJ, I guess, being slightly better. I think they're both F tier, but I'd put. I would definitely put Skywalker as the last one. Just what they ended up doing to try and make up
yeah.
for the
I
second
mean,
one.
the
Just
thing that
to me
confuses
ruins it.
me though, you know what confuses me though, Gray, about Last Jedi?
what?
Sorry, I hit the wrong mouse again and didn't unmute
Okay,
myself.
I'm sorry.
What's
There's
that?
like a lag thing on my side. On my side. My bad. Yeah, my bad. There's like a delay and everything. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Here's the thing that really annoys me though about the Last Jedi talk with people who try to defend in the film. It's because their reasonings are that it at least tried to do something new for, and also it was well made in other areas. Those are the two arguments. All right. The first one I do not understand at all. This is literally the most basic, pretentious, and overdone idea you could possibly do with like a movie sequel of like an old franchise with old characters. Just turn like the lead into like an old hermit. Kill off who you thought was the main villain. It's like we've seen this a million times. It's like this is the opposite of something new. And then secondly, the well-made part I do not understand at all. It's like yes, there were because Ryan Johnson's has made some real films before this. He has some understanding, so he's tried to do some things, but they were just like Zack Snyder with his films. They were sloppy in execution though. Like if you look at the visuals, there were a lot of errors in the lighting and everything in them that he tried doing. The visual effects look sloppy as hell in this, especially in the beginning. There were some just stupid looking fucking shots, and the action scenes, holy fuck. Like I thought a couple of them were actually pretty great when I first saw this, but rewatching them, the choreography is some of the worst I've ever seen in any film. It's some of the worst action choreography ever. It is like Obi-Wan show levels. And then the writing is just the stupidest shit ever. It's like Attack of the Clones all over again. It's like, how does anybody defend this film?
It's a good film. What are you talking about? I think that's the one thing.
Anyway,
most people
Rise of
agree on.
Skywalker is worse, so, but that's only because they had The Last Jedi to work with.
Blame it on the other movie. Okay, Mandalorian.
I mean, it's true though. I mean, it is worse. It's absolute garbage, but yeah.
Mendo.
It sucks. I wish it could be broken up into seasons because, like, I really liked Mandalorian season 1, and there was again like so much potential. And it's like, okay, a western, like I get this. I like this episodic thing, and then there's some episodes in season 2 that I really like, and that's where it ends for me. I don't know. There's
I
some
would probably
really
put
cool
it in
things
B
in there.
overall.
B?
So is this all 3 seasons and Book of Boba Fett all rolled into one?
Just Mendo. Book of Boba Fett doesn't exist. Book of
But
Boring.
I mean, it's basically half a season of Mando. I don't know. It's
We're not counting Book of Boba
it's
Fett. Fuck
interesting.
that
let's
shit.
let's pretend it doesn't
Okay.
exist.
All right, if we're doing that, that moves it up a little bit in the ranking for me. I don't know. Season one was so solid. Like, if it was just season one, I think I might go S
Me
tier.
too.
Like, I bought into it full on, and then there's episodes in season two that are good that I really dug, but it was definitely lower quality. But I don't know. The Bill Burr episode is in season two, isn't it? Where they've got to like infiltrate the. Um, they've got to actually go into like an imperial base. There's elements that like really stand out to me. Like I thought that was like a really decent episode to me. But yeah, I don't know. Everything after that just really lowers it.
Yeah,
I guess I'd go B. I think B sounds about right. That would be like an F tier third season and like a C second, but with that S first one. So I think that would round me out to a B. I'd be down with B or C, but yeah, it's kind of up to you guys.
what do you think, Gray? Cole? Cole, are you still alive?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, yeah, my thing has been lagging like crazy. Sorry. Yeah, I would put it in B overall because
Same
I
here.
think the first season is. Yeah, well, actually, I think the first two seasons are pretty high for me. Now, I wouldn't say they're like anything like amazing as people say. I think it's just because of compared to all the shit we've been eating now, and also the fact that the Mandalorian has a lot of fan service that people think they're amazing, but they're still great. The first two seasons, and the third season was a letdown. I would say it was like kind of average, but overall, I would put it in B.
Yeah, I agree with the both of you. B. So that's the tier list. We can meme around and say this one and this one are S, and
What?
say
No
this one is
Obi-Wan or
Yeah.
Ahsoka?
no. They are not in this list.
Yeah, why is not the Last Jedi? No, we need to make a new tier for the Last Jedi, which is SS.
That's the tier list, folks. Everyone, take your screenshots. Empire in the same tier as episode 8. uh,
I cannot condone this.
Yeah, I
tier
know there's
list
just
anymore.
somebody in the world who has
that was fun. Um, thank you very much to the both of you. Again, I wanted to invite people like the both of you because guys are one of the reason why my channel went this far. Last year I was at 100. I never thought I would hit 200, and here we are, a year
Congrats, man.
later.
It's well deserved. That's really awesome. And the fact that you guys have stuck with us and done so many episodes of Red Blue, like that's awesome, man. It is well deserved, and you deserve more than just 200, sir.
Thank you a lot, and you also deserve more than what you already have. I see that number rising a bit, which is very interesting, and I'm very excited to see your next. Be honest, I really like your coverage you did, and I'm looking forward for a future project you have. Um, so yeah, guys, thank you again. I didn't believe that would be a 2 hour, but here we are. That was very fun. I really like that. Just talking about lots of stuff and doing that tier list. That was fun. That made my day, guys. Thank you a lot. Um, so yeah, I guess we will end this there. Thank you very much to both of you. We will talk later and have a great day. There